Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Mr. Saucedo's YouTube videos. We just introduced climate. Now we're going to talk about the effects and causes of climate change. So we talked about greenhouse gases. Here are the major ones that we're going to be focusing on: CO2, water vapor, and methane. And remember, greenhouse gases only make up a tiny fraction of the volume of the atmosphere. Most of the atmosphere is made out of nitrogen, and then a chunk of it is made out of oxygen, and then we have trace gases and trace elements um, of other. Sorry, I almost said trace elements. Trace compounds of other elements in there, and so that's what water looks like. That's what CO2 looks like, and that's what methane looks like. They're very simple molecules. And these molecules can absorb energy and retransmit it as heat. And part of the reason why is because their bonds can't wobble. Now, this is true of basically any compound. Any compound can absorb some energy and wobble their bonds. It's just that these ones can take pretty energetic energy and pretty energetic light. There you go. And wobble their bonds and release heat. So you can have energy in the form of visible or UV light. And what it'll do is it'll cause this kind of wobbling effect. And this wobbling effect actually dissipates heat. And so heat is being released as a result. So you're in effect changing visible or UV light into infrared. And infrared is what we would term heat. Okay? And so this wobbling, though, happens very strongly in these particular gases. And so here's a cool little graphic. Now, you don't need to write this down, but I did want to still show it. So, um, what this is showing is the concentration of CO2. And then down here, you can see it's the month and the year. Sorry, the month, the year, and the day. And it's going to kind of cycle through. And this is the northern hemisphere right up here. This is the southern hemisphere. This is North and South America. This is Africa. This is Europe, and this is Asia, and then Australia. Antarctica's down here. And just take a look at the patterns that you start to notice as time goes by. I'm not going to play the whole thing um, because it does go through the entire year, but there are some pretty cool patterns that you can probably spot and see. And right now we're in the winter in the northern hemisphere, and we're in the summer in the southern hemisphere. I just think it's kind of mesmerizing. And again, you don't have to write any of this down. But obviously, if we were in class and we were going over this, we would be talking quite a bit about it. All right. The concentration of greenhouse gases does vary by region and by time of the year. And the important thing is that the global concentrations have been going up, and we believe that there is a connection between the global concentration of greenhouse gases and the surface temperature of the Earth increasing. And so here we have in 1884 the average temperature in various places. And you can see that, again, it does fluctuate, but the more time that goes by, the crazier the upswing in high temperatures is getting. All right. Now, what does increased surface temperatures mean for us? Well, the increased surface temperatures due to a buildup of greenhouse gases, we refer to that as global warming. And so, again, this is the December January global mean temperature over the land and over oceans. And you can see that it is below, and we hit about average right around 1930, maybe 1938, somewhere around there. And then there are very few times where it gets below to the 1880 levels. It keeps increasing and increasing. And so, again, the effects of that we would term global warming.